Hi, I'm Alex and welcome to the Locksmith Mentor. Now, what is the Locksmith Mentor and how's it going to benefit you? Well, first let me tell you a little bit about my background, and then I'll tell you why I've built this website and sort of how I'm going to help you along the way in your journey. So I started out when I was about 16. I left school with not very good grades. I was pretty lost at the time. I didn't really know where I was heading. And what I'd done was I just handed out CVs to all the local shops and businesses. One company gave me a job, and they were a key cutting shop. Well, they were more of like a shoe repair shop, and they done key cutting and watch repairs and stuff like that. And I went and worked for them, and I realised that the key cutting side of it was quite interesting, and I thought to myself, maybe there's something in this. I didn't enjoy the shoe repairs at all, but the key cutting was really pretty interesting to me. So what I'd done is I handed out CVs to then all the locksmiths in my area. Now, one locksmith gave me an opportunity as to be an apprentice, but the company wasn't very local. It was like, I think I had to get one bus and 2 trains just to get there, and then walk like 15 minutes every day. But I thought to myself, if this is going to be a career, then I need to put something into it. So I went and worked for this company for about 2 years. I studied on the bench. I studied how to pick locks. I used to strip locks down and put them all back together. And it became really a passion for me. I just loved it. When I used to pick locks, I used to get such a buzz when they opened. And I sort of saw how the whole industry worked as a business as well, how they made money, and I kind of spotted a few things where they were going wrong, but they were trading, so I kept working for them. Eventually I got, as you do, you get bored in working for the same company. So I went on and worked for various other companies. Each time I got sort of a better pay offer, I would go and work for them. And luckily, on that journey of working for different locksmiths, I happened to meet some of the best locksmiths in the UK who were working for these companies. And each time I went to each company, I learned a little bit more of how they done things and their techniques, and each one of them was different, but each one of them had different skill sets. One was really good on safes, one was just good at picking anything, one was particularly good at vehicle locks and picking and programming car keys and things like that. So I kind of became an all-rounder, and I've realised that all this stuff I'd learnt working for these different companies gave me a broad skill set in locksmithing. And not only that, is I learnt the business aspect from each company as well. And then one company I worked for, this was back in 2008, when we had the recession. They went bankrupt. One day we went to work as normal. Everyone was sitting down in the office in the morning, and the manager there just said, "I'm sorry, we've got no wages to pay you. You can either continue working for this company to help build it back up, obviously for no money, or you can go and find a job elsewhere." Now, most people would have been devastated about this, because at the time I didn't have savings or anything, so I was pretty much in debt by the time it went bankrupt, because all my direct debits were bouncing and it was a bit of a nightmare. But I done 2 things. Firstly, I continued working for this company. The main reason was because there was a locksmith working there who was incredible. He was one of the best locksmiths I've ever met, and I'm still grateful to this day for all the stuff he taught me. He taught me the best methods for opening locks, the most efficient methods, and the quickest methods, because at the end of the day I don't want to be stuck on people's doorsteps and cut outside in the rain and stuff picking locks. I wanted the quickest easiest and cleanest method, and this guy showed me that, and to this day I thank him for that, because he saved hours of my life on picking locks. So he showed me like the shortcuts and things like that. So yeah, so there was two things I done. I stayed working for the company because this guy was there and I was learning so much. Even though I wasn't getting paid, I was getting paid mentally, if you see what I mean. The value I was getting was incredible. Secondly, what I done was I started my own business on the side. Now I didn't tell this company that, but what I done is I set my own website up. I started to build up my own tools, and step by step I built up my own company. You know, I got my business cards printed, and then the first time I got my own job was so exciting, you know, when the phone rang, and it was just a great feeling. And now, well, unfortunately that company never picked up again. It did finally go bankrupt, but by now I'd built up my own company. I was getting loads of jobs every day, because working for these other companies, they were really quite behind on the times. I realised, you know, they were dealing with the yellow pages and stuff like that, putting adverts in, and I knew where each customer is coming from. They're coming from the internet. You know, if you're locked out, if someone's locked out, the first thing they do is Google for a locksmith, and I knew that stuff, but they were kind of stuck in their ways, and they didn't really move with the times. So I took all the knowledge as a locksmith from all working for all these companies, and all like the business skills I'd learned, and where I could saw where I could improve, and I put that all into my own company. You know, and I started out broke when I started this company, and now I've invested all that money. I've taken it job by job. I've invested that money back into my company, and now I've invested in auto locksmithing. So I do cars. I think you call it automotive in America, but I do cars. I do commercial locksmithing. I do safes. So it's really opened up to quite a big successful company now. So yeah, that was back then in 2008 when I was broke, and now, you know, I never look back. I actually, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So where does the locksmith mentor come in? Firstly, I've taken all this knowledge, all these skills, and not only have I taken my locksmithing skills and business skills, I've put them into an online course. In fact, 2 online courses. One is for domestic locksmithing and one is for auto locksmithing. Now each one of those courses has its own business section. So if you're looking to start a new career as a locksmith, you've definitely landed on the right page, because I'm going to show you step by step how to set your own business up. Not only that, I'm going to show you some of these skills that I've learned as a locksmith. You know, when I said about opening the locks in the cleanest, efficient way, I'm going to be showing you these methods, and yeah, I'm going to be sharing pretty much everything I've learned over these years, over the last, I guess, 15 years now as a locksmith. So if this sounds like something you could be interested in, it gets me excited. I mean, why am I sharing this with you? Because when I started out, I had nothing like this. You know, I had to piece this together myself. I had to do each step and learn along the way. If I had a mentor, a business mentor, not just someone teaching me how to pick locks, but I needed like a business mentor, and this is what I'm going to be for you. I'm going to help you set up your own company on a small budget as well. You know, maybe if you want to start off domestic locksmithing, you know, it's little investment, and it's low barrier to entry, and it's a good way to break into the industry and learn some basic stuff. And then eventually, like me, you can invest into the auto locksmithing side, because I also have a course for that, and you can start to expand, because with the auto locksmithing it's much more lucrative, because there's A, there's less competition, and B, you can just charge more for, you know, for one key like this. You know, if a customer loses their key completely, they have two options. They can go back to their dealer, who's gonna tow their car away. Okay, so they'll pay for tow fees. Then they'll lose their car for up to 5 days, so they may have to hire a car. And then the dealer's going to charge them crazy money for a new key. So they could be paying up to $500 or more for a key. Whereas I come along, I can cut them one like this on the roadside within the hour, so the customer doesn't have to wait. They don't have to tow their car away. I can simply come along on the roadside. I've got my machine here, I've got my picks here, so I'll come along and I'll pick the lock, I'll cut a key, and I'll charge about $250 rather than $500 to the customer. But you know, as I said, the more you learn, the more you earn in this business. And if you want to be 24 hours and you want to take every single job that comes to you, you can do that. Me, I like to spend time with my family, so I don't take every job, but I still make a great living. It's given me everything, you know. So how can you get involved in this? Firstly, you can just go straight to the top and take one of my online courses. If you go to courses, you'll see a tab there. One's for domestic and one's for auto. You can choose which one's best for you, or you can take both. And then also there's my resources page, where I show you some of the best tools I recommend. For example, electric pick guns and manual pick guns, and some of the machinery that I use and I recommend. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you in one of these courses, because this is a huge opportunity for you to start your own business, choose your own hours, and pretty much take control of your destiny. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I will end up being your locksmith mentor. See you soon.